This is an important message for the DOS of the indigenous people of Biafra. I want to start by appreciating the leadership of that organization, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. I want to appreciate the head of the DOS, Mazi Edoziem. Biafrans appreciate you guys so much for all that you have been doing, all the sacrifices you guys have done all these years to ensure that Biafra is restored. Having said that, I wish to state some facts and then may also make a contribution as a concerned Biafra. Number one, there are many organizations agitating for Biafra. There are many organizations agitating for the restoration of Biafra, which IPOB is one. We have organizations like MASOB, BNL, or I think ADC or ADPA, I don't know. And there's, of course, even the one Uche Mefo is championing. All of them, everyone claims they're agitating for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra. Those groups, they are made up of people who are active in the struggle and those who have also subpedaled, maybe because of pressure from the government and other inducement, or just that their morale, just all of a sudden came down. Whatever it is, but they have all contributed to the actualization of Biafra in one way or the other. We can't rule that out and we can't take it for granted. But Biafrans have come to embrace this particular IPOB led by Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Biafrans are ready to work with IPOB to actualize Biafra. Biafrans have shown that they have demonstrated that they have accepted Mazin Nnamdi Kanu as the leader of Biafra, not just indigenous people, but Biafra as a whole. Please, this is very important. I want you to know this. Biafrans have accepted Nnamdi Kanu as the leader of Biafra and not just the leader of IPOB. Now, that will bring me to my second point. This acceptance of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu and also acceptance of IPOB. This acceptance, have made Mazin Nnamdi Kanu not just, as I said, not just as a IPOB leader, but the leader of Biafra as a whole. And also, because Nnamdi is not around right now, automatically the DOS has become the leaders of not just IPOB, but the leaders of Biafrans. So IPOB, on the other hand, has become a platform through which both Mazin Nnamdi Kanu and other leaders of IPOB have emerged as leaders of Biafra right now. They are the ones Biafra know as their leaders, not the Southeast governors or those parading themselves over there in our land. Please, this is very important. So having said that, I want you to note that all Biafrans are not IPOB family members. This is very important. Not all Biafrans are IPOB family members. I don't want you to mix this up. Irrespective of the fact that Biafrans have accepted Nnamdi Kanu as their leader and also accepted the IPOB, that does not make all Biafrans IPOB members. Very, very important. Very, very important. So, IPOB member, likewise every other group agitating for Biafra, can be likened to the political parties you have in Nigeria, like the APC, the PDP, the YPP, or whatever they are called, today. So, not everybody is a member of APC, and not everybody is a member of PDP and all that. Even though APC is in power in Nigeria, not every Nigerian is an APC member. Yet, the president, whoever is the president there, is supposed to be the president of all Nigerians. This is very, very crucial. This is very, very important. So what am I trying to say? That people are not members of the political parties or the ruling party in Nigeria does not imply that the voice of the people does not count anymore. No, no, no. Neither does it mean that the ruling party can just wake up and begin to do whatever thing they like. No. It does not also mean that the government in power cannot invite any other person, any other stakeholder, or any other person, to come and contribute to governance. You should know that. Please, I'm trying to lay a foundation because I just want you to understand where I'm going to. I have just said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been accepted as Biafran leader. IPOB have also been accepted by most or majority of Biafrans among all the groups agitating. And that has automatically made Nnamdi Kanu the leader of all Biafrans. And by extension, the DOS they're also leaders of the whole Biafrans and not IPOB. Please, this is very important. So having laid this foundation, let me go ahead and contribute, to the issues on ground. So after observing the leadership style and the operation of the DOS, I am moved to suggest the following. Please, it's just a suggestion. It's just a suggestion. Number one, the DOS should appoint a spokesperson. Preferably, that is, if I'm to suggest, I would say the man from the Middle East, because I listened to most of the members. I think he would do a good job. I don't know if he's the one that answers Chinas also, if I'm correct. But the man that introduced himself sometimes said he's from Middle East. I think he can do that job. From what I observe, I might be wrong, but that is just a suggestion. But a spokesperson is needed at this point. Very, very important. Very, very important. Number two, the head of the DOS, I'm talking about Mazi Edoziem, should engage an expert, who can help him or assist him in writing speeches. An expert has to help him. There are people who are gifted in that act. He engaged them to help him write speeches, because, like I said, you are no longer addressing only IPOBs. You are addressing Biafrans and the millions of other Biafran supporters all over the world. This is very, very important to avoid the kind of miscommunication or communication problem rather that clearly manifested over the past week. There was this very serious communication problem over the past week, which has brought some kind of confusion and has demoralized a lot of Biafrans. So there was a miscommunication. And that's why I'm advising that an expert write speech for the head of DOS. This is very important. That does not mean the DOS cannot speak or anything, but the thing is, even president of nations, they engage experts to write their speech, because knowing full well that they are talking to millions of people, it's very, very important. Please, what I want to say now is very important. The DOS, as is a suggestion too, the DOS, should carry along all the major Biafran broadcasters anytime they want to make a sensitive broadcast or sensitive announcement to Biafrans. These major Biafran broadcasters must be carried around. Not only Radio Biafra, not everybody listening to Radio Biafra. Many people listen, they hear the voice of DOS, the voice of Nnamdi Kanu through all these broadcasters. They must carry them along. They must, because that has caused a very major communication problem in the past week. DOS need to address that confusion. You need to carry them. They must not all be IPOB members. So once they are Biafrans, it has qualified them to work, at least to work with you. They must not all be IPOB members. The barristers working for IPOB now are not IPOB members. The consultants IPOB engage in US and other people, they are not IPOB members. These guys must not be IPOB members to be working with you. I want that that thing to be corrected. I don't know why, because I keep hearing all the time when I'm listening to IPOB leadership, they keep saying they talk about those in the family as if you must be in the family for you to be part of it. This, we are talking about Biafrans as a whole and not IPOB. If you're narrowing it to only IPOB 10, then Biafrans will leave you people to do your association. Will begin to look at you just as an ordinary association, and we have so many of them, so many Igbo associations or Biafran associations all over the world. So if you're leading Biafrans, then you need to bring in people to be more effective. There was a very serious communication, gap that created a lot of confusion, over the past week that need to be corrected. Very, very important. Very, very important. Such miscommunication led, we all witness it, that it led the DOS to begin to categorize some people as saboteurs, which is not supposed to be. It was all just a miscommunication. DOS must refrain from calling these people saboteurs simply because they criticize their decision. DOS must always remember that they are leading Biafrans now, not only IPOB members. It is important for DOS to remember that some of these broadcasters are agitators like you. They must not be in IPOB members to be to agitate for Biafra. But if you see that they're effective, especially when they're willing to volunteer their service, why not use them? We had IPOB pay thousands and thousands of dollars to consultants and maybe to lawyers and all that. And the people are willing to volunteer their service. Use them. It's just an advice. It's just an advice. I'm just suggesting. These broadcasters we are talking about, don't forget, they command a lot of followership. And believe you or me, it was a lot of Biafrans got to hear Nnamdi Kanu and even hear DOS through them and not even Radio Biafra. Through them and not through Radio Biafra. It's very important that you understand this. So please, we are advising, we are begging you, carry these people along. There has to be effective communication, especially before any sensitive announcement should be made to Biafrans. There was a lot of confusion, and people began to criticize the decision of the DOS. And then what happened is that the DOS and or some IPOB members began to call them saboteurs and stuff like that, which is not supposed to be. There was a lot of confusion. I am not an IPOB member, but I was totally confused. Because we were hearing so many contradictory, comments and statements coming out from IPOB and from other sources, and we got confused. Especially from IPOB, there were a lot of issues. DOS said I was going to be sit at home, and somebody else, I don't know if that issue had been resolved. Kanu, the brother to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, came to cancel the sit at home. He came to cancel it. Somebody, I believe among the DOS, I might be wrong, but there was somebody who came out, made a video criticizing Kanu Ntakanu, called him saboteur, said he was speaking the language of the Southeast governors. And the people believed him. That maybe a lot of people began to think that Kanu Ntakanu has become a saboteur. If that young man had walked on the street of Biafra after that announcement, people would have lynched him, would have been dead by now. And then the same leadership came few weeks after that to take the position of Kanu Ntakanu, confirming that what Kanu Ntakanu said was true. And nobody has come to tell Biafrans that Takano was right, after all, and that he's not a saboteur. What happens to the reputation of that young man? What happens to the name of that family that is being dragged to the mud? So there was a lot of confusion. There was communication problem that needed to be handled. We are not blaming you people, please don't get me wrong. We just want how things will be done, correctly, so that we can move on. That will also bring me to the issue of Simon Ekpa. The issue of Simon Ekpa. What we had was that Nnamdi Kanu had directed that he be given a slot in Radio Biafra. Whatever that means, you guys know. But what we are saying is that because I also listened to the DOS spokesperson, that yesterday when he was talking about it, he said he wasn't an oath. I don't know how you could say that he wasn't a member of IPOB. But what we are saying, what Biafrans are saying, is that at this point, you need all hands to come together to do this work. Simon Ekpa must not be an IPOB member, to assist in making sure Nnamdi Kanu comes out of this problem. Remember, that guy is in detention suffering. He needs to get out there. We all are sleeping now on our beds. No matter if we need, we have hired lawyers. Did we ask our lawyers to go and swear an oath before they begin to work for IPOB towards the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu? Those in United States going to court, the lawyers and the consultants in United States, were they asked to register as IPOB members before they can work for IPOB? Please, I beg you people, let's drop all our ego, whatever it is. I don't know what is going on. But let the focus be to restore Biafra. Let the focus be to free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who has paid a heavy price for our sake. Unless you people are telling us that Simon Ekpa is requesting that money be paid to him and IPOB cannot afford his fees, that will be a different ballgame altogether. But if he is ready to volunteer to do this job, please, let's give him a chance. Let's give him a chance. I see a lot of confusion. I see a lot of antagonism going on. We need to stop this. I'm just advising. Please, you must not take this, but I'm a concerned Biafra and I want things to move forward. Number 3 thing I want to talk about. The head of DOS should, as a matter of urgency, ask those alleged to be involved in the kidnap of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and also those alleged to be involved in the financial scandal in IPOB. That's their family thing, but just an advice. They must step aside immediately. This will pave way for an unbiased investigation into those issues. Again, I'm not a member of IPOB, but I think it's the right thing to do. Those that were mentioned in the, to be involved in the kidnap of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, it was an allegation, but it has to be investigated. And the financial, problems you guys had, the financial scandal, I don't know the issue of account and stuff like that. Those people must be asked to step aside for proper investigation, to be carried out. This is very important. Otherwise, a lot of people, this is very important. Otherwise, a lot of people will stop supporting that cause. Very, very important. Don't forget, it is not only IPOB members that are contributing towards this restoration of Biafra. This is very, very important. There are a lot of non-members of IPOB members who are contributing continuously to ensure that both IPOB and whatever the structure IPOB has on ground is working. You need to show them that when they contribute this money, that it is safe and nothing happens to it. Mazi Edoziem need to show leadership at this point. There is no sentiment at this point. Those that were fingered to be involved in any financial scandal must step aside for proper investigation to happen. And those involved in the kidnap or mentioned or alleged, that's the language, alleged to be involved in the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must step aside if they are holding any leadership position so that that matter can be properly investigated. Another thing I want to mention is that during DOS question and answer sessions on Radio Biafra, more opportunities should be given to non-members of IPOB, those that are not members, to ask questions. I mean, like the handlers of Radio Biafra should kind of make an announcement. The IPOB members at a certain point, even if it's 30 minutes out of the program, maybe first 30 minutes or whatever time or 1 hour, first 1 hour, allow non-Biafran, non-IPOB members to ask questions. In that way, you feel the pulse of the people. Otherwise, people will begin to lose confidence in the leadership of a DOS. When Nnamdi Kanu was around, he does this question and answer section, and I can remember most time you keep announcing it. If you have called before, don't call again. I want fresh people. But this time around, you really need to understand what the pulse of Biafrans are. You need to listen to them directly. Mazi Edoziem and the members of DOS. So as I summarize, I just want to state that if IPOB and the DOS of the indigenous people of Biafra claim that they are working for Biafrans, and these are the things Biafrans want from them. Number one, unity among the DOS members. Very important. Unity among the DOS members. Number two, better leadership and effective communication among the DOS members. Number three, better and effective communication between DOS and other Biafran media operators. Very, very important. It doesn't matter whether they're IPOB members or not. Especially it is important, please, the issue of Simon Ekpa, the DOS, please, just Biafrans want you to look into that. Is very important. That guy has a lot of followership and is doing a good job. Biafrans love him as they love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So if you're working for Biafrans, please get him involved. Biafrans love him. It will make your work easier. Mazi Edoziem, it will make your work easier. At the end of the day, the glory will go back to you as the leader. Biafrans love him and he has a lot of followership. Bring him closer, give him, I don't know how you want to use him, I don't know, but just get Simon Ekpa closer to you. I don't know the conditions, I had over the radio that there are certain conditions he wasn't able to fulfill. I will keep saying that you must not be an IPOB member to work for Biafrans or even to work for IPOB. Very important. We beg you, Biafrans beg you to bring him back. Please drop every complaint you have against him for now, and let us focus on restoration of Biafra and the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu and the other Biafran youths in the prison. This is very important, and then later you guys can sort out your problems when the chips are down. Number 4, continuation of the sit at home. This is what Biafrans want. They want the continuation of that sit at home. This is very important to Biafrans. And also to you guys. Let me start with you. It is very important to the DOS. Otherwise, This sit at home you have cancelled is going to dampen the spirit of Biafrans, and it will be difficult for the DOS to awaken them again, because people are beginning to lose confidence. Because you can't stop what is working and not providing an alternative. This is what everybody keeps saying. You stop what is working. Now I heard from one of the DOS members that Biafrans should start demonstrating in front of Kenya embassy. Of what impact will that have? Who cares? Does Nigerians care? Yeah, okay. So it's also good. It's also good anyway. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is that we need to get Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out, and that will not do the magic. This one is working. This sit at home thing. Biafrans want it because we want Nnamdi Kanu out. And that's why Biafrans are saying you should go back and tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that this is what we want, because we want him out there alive. Look at what is going on. The government of Nigeria, they are going they have gone ahead, to begin to introduce the grazing route and all that. So to show you that they are not even ready for any negotiation or whatsoever. So we need to do something. Biafrans want Nnamdi Kanu out of that place. Tell Nnamdi Kanu that we want him. Biafrans want him out of that place, and that's why we want to sit at home until he's released unconditionally. If you go to him and he says he doesn't want it, he still wants you to cancel it, tell him again that Biafran said we want to continue. If he doesn't want to come out through our own sit at home, we want to sit at home until all the Biafran youths that are in all the police cells and the prison yards in Biafra land be released. Our governors, the ones that are close to us in Southeast here, they are holding a lot of Biafran youth or Biafran agitators. They are in various prisons suffering. These people have families. They have brothers and sisters crying every day, suffering. So if Biafrans sit at home, Biafrans will sit at home to ensure that these people are released, and released immediately. Give them a time, like if possible, the whole week. Let the Biafrans sit down at home for a whole week. Let all the cells, in all the youths, in all the different cells and prison yards in Biafra land, at least let's start with Biafra land, be released. Then we'll begin to, and then we'll mandate those governors to go and release those in Abuja, with DSS and some other places, because they have done nothing and there are no charges against them. And some of them, they have refused to take them to court. We need to do something so that these families, they cry every day. Some of them are breadwinners of their own families. We can't sit and do nothing and pretend nothing is happening. Mazi Doziem, I want to thank you again and again, and all the members of DOS for the wonderful work you people are doing for Biafrans. Please, I want you to go over this message over and again. There are a lot of issues I've mentioned. I'm telling you the mind of so many Biafrans. I'm not an IPOB member, but I'm a lover of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I'm a lover of all Biafran agitators, because I'm a Biafran and I want Biafran to be restored. Thank you, and may Chukwu Okike Abiama strengthen you people and give you the spirit and courage to move this great organization which the Lord has put in your hands right now. Ise.